Alright, in this video we're going to learn how to create HTML dropdowns. So the way you would create HTML dropdowns is you have a select tag and then you have to close the select tag, and then within the select tags we have options. Again, option, you have to also close the option tag. So for example, in this case we're asking users what are your degree, and then if they want to answer they have to select from these options, and the option is like diploma, bachelor's, master's, and others. We already know that the name attribute is used for PHP when it comes to dealing with forms, and also the value attribute is used by PHP, but I also wanted to show you guys the value attribute as well. So it has nothing to do with front-end development, which is what we're focusing on this course. It's mostly about back-end development, but we always give value attribute and name attribute if you want to deal with forms and with PHP and back-end development. Let's jump into the action and let's create a dropdown. So you guys go ahead and open the dropdown folder and let's open the index. So we're just going to give it a heading as usual. Call it what is your degree, and now let's create a select tag. So usually, as you see, that it auto completes it and it wants a name and an ID, but we're just going to give it a degree and then call that degree as well. But it's all about back end, but we usually use the ID attributes as well to select an item in CSS if you want to style it as well, but we don't use the name attribute. The name is, again, when it comes to a server-side language, which is like PHP mostly, or maybe it's Node. It depends on your preference. But now let's select an option. See, as soon as you select an option, it asks for a value. So we write diploma, college diploma, and then I'm just gonna copy that and put it here. Let me just make that a little bit smaller. So right now you guys can see the markup a little bit better. So we have a h1 tag and a select tag, and then within the select tag we have a option. I'm just gonna name that diploma. So as you guys remember, we have to duplicate this, so we're gonna duplicate it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now we have diplomas all over, so we're just gonna change this. So another cool shortcut when it comes to Visual Studio Code is, in my code editor, I changed it to Control D. So when I double click on a word and then press Control D, it selects the other matching element. So right now I'm gonna call it bachelor's. See, it automatically updates both sides. So the way you would do it, again, I'm just gonna go to the preferences, keyboard shortcut, and then record the key. Right, mine is Control D. So it says add selection to the next find match. So you can just write add, oops, let me just delete this, add selection. So yours might be different. So the way you would modify it, just modify it on your own. I like to use Control D, so let's use that for others as well. Control D, master, Control E, PhD, and then other. Oops, other. So right now we don't have college. We do have, but I'm just gonna select this and press Control D as well and name that to university. So this is how you would do it. Again, it's a really cool shortcut. You guys can go ahead and modify it to your own. Now let's see the result. For example, you're submitting a form and it asks you what is your degree. You just click on it and then you select it, if it's master's, or if it's bachelor's, or if it's other. This is how you would create a drop down. In the next video, we're going to learn how to create buttons.